Good morning and welcome to the Crawford County Commissioners' Work Session for September 6th. We'll start with adult probation.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Morning, Trevor.
Morning, Trevor.
I'm here this morning requesting, this is for, to ratify signatures on a 5-year supervision funds agreement for the time period from July 1, 2022 to July 30th, 2027. Adam Alamo he's the Division of Court Services, which is under the Department of Corrections now. This contract used to be with State Parole. It is now with the Department of Corrections. And this is the supervision fee fund where half of the supervision fees that are collected stay here in the county and half go to the state. And this is the contract of how they send those funds back to the general fund.
June 30th, the 27th? July 1 to June 30th, not July 30th?
It's, July 1, 2022 to June 30th of
June
2027.
30th. Okay, not July 30th.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right.
Yeah.
Just want to be clear.
Correct.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Trevor?
No.
Thank you, Trevor.
All right, thank you, Trevor.
The Clerk of Courts.
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Patty.
Patty.
Morning, Patty.
I'm asking to purchase 2 Fujitsu scanners. Ours are gone, they're dead, and need replaced. However, this is coming out of my automation account and not out of the general account. Can we go ahead and just ratify and, is that
Yeah,
okay?
I'm okay with that.
Right.
I mean, we need to get them
Yeah.
ordered and get them
Go ahead and get
going.
them.
Yep.
Are they
Okay.
$9.79 each, or is that total for the two?
No, they're each.
Each.
Okay, yeah, get them going.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
District Attorney?
Good morning.
Morning, Paul.
Morning.
Here to request a ratification of payments that we need to make to Chesapeake Bay Helicopter for witness fees and for mileage. We're required by statute to reimburse a witness for mileage and cost of overnight accommodations for out-of-town witnesses. We're not asking for additional money, we just need to transfer funds from the prosecution expense line item to the witness fees and mileage line item to cover that. So it is in the amount of $2,701. If you need the line items, I think we provided those.
So just for clarification, they did not take a helicopter here. That's
No,
just.
that's the name of the company that it's
Yes.
going to be reimbursed to.
Okay. I see, they must be like a travel agency. I'm looking at your notes here, so,
No, that's just who it would be paid for, because those were the witnesses. They were,
okay.
that's who paid for the travel and
And this is for
transportation, mileage
two
fees.
witnesses, right?
correct.
Okay. Okay.
What does the purchase rec say, the amount? It's 29, isn't it?
2933.97.
But you said 2701?
I don't know what the number was. I just did brief calculations here because the amount, there was some
She'll need
money
a
in
budget
the
adjustment
account.
of 2,700.
Oh, so that's the budget adjustment is 2,700.
The budget adjustment is 2701.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the total amount. I misunderstood.
Because I think there's some money in that,
Yep. Yep. Okay.
account already, it's just not enough to cover
Right.
the total fee.
Any other questions for Paula?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. Have a good day.
You too.
Juvenile probation?
Morning, Holly.
Molly.
I'm here to request the approval of the Juvenile Probation Services Grant implementation for fiscal year 2023 to 2024. The grant aid amount is $118,070, and it's in support of the juvenile justice system enhancement strategy and intended to be used for equitable compensation for salaries, training, drug testing, and graduated response.
Okay.
And the second request is to approve the contract for Hagen Copier Maintenance and Supply Agreement effective September 7th, 2023 for our copier, Toshiba copier. There's a slight increase per page of 0.0076 cents from 0.0072 cents. The service agreement includes maintenance of our equipment as well.
Any questions for Holly? Thank you.
Thank you.
Public safety? Morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg.
We're asking to approve the annual contract with Annie's Flooring for our custodial work at a cost of $10,320 for the public safety building.
Okay.
We're also asking to approve a quote from Copeland Family Tree Service for removing 6 trees from the Public Safety Building's property at a cost of $7,500. And 3 and 4 are both for load bank testing for our generators, one for the Public Safety Building, the second for the multi-purpose vehicle at $600 apiece with Spader Company.
Any questions for Greg?
No.
All right, thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
IT?
Morning, Tim.
Morning.
IT is here to ratify the auction, online auction of used technology equipment using publicsurplus.com. Sale is scheduled to end September 10th at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Also ratifying the purchase of the upgrade of the Judicial Center facility server software from Stark Technology for $10,690.
Was that budgeted, Tim, budget item?
That was not a budgeted item. This was required to, because of the Windows, the server 2012 server end of life, we had to upgrade that server, and they couldn't update, we couldn't upgrade the server with the old software. It had to be new software, so. And we're paying for that using my budget.
Do you
I'm
have some-
transferring some funds.
Okay. Thank you.
And lastly, request to approve the purchase of the firewall renewal for the Veterans Office from CDI LLC for $956.12.
Any questions for Tim? All right, thank you. Judicial Center maintenance?
Morning, Tim.
Morning.
I am here to ratify a couple items here. The first one is for the Toby Car Company, repair of 2 rooftop units at the Judicial Center. Total cost on that was $2,312. Second item was Trinity Door Systems. They had to repair our interior ADA door. The control went bad on it, and total labor and material cost on that was $1,658.15.
Any questions for Tim?
Nope.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Care Center?
Morning, Tanya.
Good morning.
Morning, Tanya.
Good morning. I'd like to request to ratify the $1,750 invoice with William T. Spader for the installation of the new mainline water valve.
Okay.
Request to ratify the $1,000 quote with Pitney Bowes for the purchase of postage.
Okay.
Request to ratify the staffing agreement with Medical Solutions to provide temporary clinical personnel.
Okay.
And request to ratify the $17.18 direct supply invoice. It's a difference between the purchase and the quote for 2 PTAC units.
That was one we put through before with the prices adjusted?
Yep.
Okay, thank
Yep.
you. Any questions for Tanya? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Planning?
Morning, Zach.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Zach.
Exactly.
First item, we're asking to pay an invoice for Michael Baker International in the amount of $7,060.53. This is for June and July contract services associated with the comprehensive plan project. It's paid for out of the state's facility, or the state facilities transition closure grant program.
Okay.
We also are asking to pay TerraWorks in the amount of $27,477.63 for finalizing construction services with the Founders Park project in Titusville. This is paid for out of the City of Titusville's fiscal year 2020 CDBG program. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last invoice because this was the retainage of their contract.
Okay.
We're also asking to pay HRG for their July invoice for engineering and design services in the amount of $8,280 for East Branch Trail Knox and Kane project paid for out of the ARC grant. We're seeking approval to pay an invoice to Porter Consulting Engineering in the amount of $15,183.75 for their August design and engineering services with the Heidi Cooper Park project. This is paid for out of the CDBG CV3 grant. We're seeking approval to pay an invoice from Stifler McGraw in the amount of $1,300.50 for their July services associated with Church Run Flood Mitigation Plan in Titusville, paid for out of the City of Titusville's 2021 CDBG program. We're asking approval from the board for a construction industry workforce program cooperation agreement. This is between Crawford County and Crawford Tech. The creation of the cooperation would create an on-the-job training program and reimbursement for the construction industries and employers in the construction industry. They bring on cooperative students as well as retained students, alumni after graduation. This is paid for out of our whole home repair program and is a requirement by the state to do a workforce development component. We've been in conversations for about a year almost now with Kevin Sprong, working on putting this together.
Okay.
We're also asking for approval of a letter of understanding with Headwaters Charitable Trust between for Crawford County to administer the grant funding program for the ARC Power Grant to do the Knox and Kane Trail. We are waiting on that from Headwaters Trust, their signatures, but we wanted to get it on your agenda so not to delay once we receive it. We're asking to ratify the purchase of 200 ice cream coupons for the total amount of $600 from the Crawford County Dairy Committee. These were used at the fairgrounds for the county's comprehensive plan project. We had over 250 individuals participate in the county's comprehensive plan as a result of that activity, and still be able to support the Dairy Committee.
How many did you fill out?
I didn't fill out
All
any.
right, good checking.
So, we're also asking to ratify an agreement between Horizon Construction Group for the amount of $383,689. This is for the construction work on the East Branch Trail project, and it's using the ARC Power Grant funds. And then finally, we're asking to ratify payment to Starlink in the amount of $24,871. This would include 19 satellite consumer kits, shipping and handling for those kits, and 6-month subscriptions for 19 units to go into 19 additional households in Crawford County.
That will make 100, right?
I believe there might be like 3 or 4 more after this.
Okay.
I'll verify, but we are really close. We have 100 for sure
Okay.
that Starlink is looking at or letting us know that they can meet the quota. I think this gets us to like 94 maybe.
Great.
So,
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Zach.
County Maintenance, Jen?
Morning, Jen.
Morning, John.
This morning, I would like to ratify approval of invoices from the courthouse remodeling project for the new GIS office for $48.83.
Okay,
The next is ratifying approval of an invoice from the courthouse remodeling project again for the register and recorder office remodel for $32.
okay,
Ratifying approval of an invoice from the courthouse remodeling project for the new assessment office for $32.
okay,
Next is, we would like to ratify approval to hire Shingle Deckers Welding for repairs to an abutment on Bridge 29, which is Depot Road. This is for $19,879.10, and this will be paid all out of liquid fuels monies.
okay,
Next is approval to pay an invoice for Stantec Architecture and Engineering. This is for professional services for the youth show arena roof project at the fairgrounds for $14,423.87. And last, ratify approval to pay Mark Johnson Electric to replace an electric pole and equipment damaged in a storm at the fairgrounds for $1,955.
okay. Any questions for Jen? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Human Resources?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Morning,
Morning.
Brittany.
I'm requesting approval for the 2023 Riskini Agreement for reporting and filing of the 1095s.
Any questions for Brittany?
This is what they've done for the last several years for us,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yep,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
County Treasurer?
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Christine.
Here to ask for approval to pay Palmetto Posting, Inc., invoice number 973 in the amount of $55,535. This is for the posting of the 2022 notice of claims and the 2023 notice of sale. And the cost is to place an outstanding delinquent balance of the property owner, and it is a budgeted item.
Okay,
Ask for approval to pay the City of Meadville for the 1/3 share of City Treasurer's office wages for the collection of county taxes from 1/1/23 to 6/30/23. Amount is $19,776.88 and is budgeted.
okay,
asking for approval to pay the city of Neville for the half share of postage mailing of the 2023 real estate tax bills in the amount of $2,049.50. It is a budgeted item as well. Asking for approval to pay the Meadville Tribune for advertisement of the 2023 tax upset sale list. The amount is $6,720.75, and this cost is also placed on the outstanding delinquent balances of the property owners, and it is a budgeted item as well.
Okay,
And lastly, I'm asking for approval to pay the Crawford County Legal Journal for the same advertisement of the 2023 tax upset sale list. That amount is $5,623. The cost will also be placed on the outstanding delinquent balance of the property owners, and it is a budgeted item.
thank you.
Thank you.
Human Services?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Sue. Oh,
Have it,
Sorry
I'll
about
take
that.
it.
wasn't paying
Alright,
attention.
Good morning, we're requesting approval of Horizon Information Systems Maintenance End User License and Backup Agreements. The maintenance agreement covers 3 software programs that we utilize. The consumer management and AR programs are used by our intellectual and disability and early intervention departments in order to bill MA, medical assistance, for our supports coordinator services. This is the annual cost. The Stratus Provider Management Enterprise Program is a new expense that will be a monthly subscription. It will be used by our mental health department for consumer information, services rendered, and billing purposes, as our current software system known as ICAMS is going to be obsolete. We are requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 Human Services Block Grant Plan. The goals for this year will be awareness of the LGBTQIA population. A survey of the community determines strengths and needs when it comes to positive services. Police and law enforcement training in trauma, mental health, and substance use. There's a CIT training that we are planning in October, and we will be holding 2 a year. Affordable and safe housing. We are going to be partnering with community stakeholders to identify creative solutions and opportunities to establish more affordable and safe housing. Requesting approval of the MATP report for fiscal year 22-23. MATP's total expenses for the year were $615,579, which is an increase from $488,492 for the fiscal year of 21-22. There is no county match for MATP funding. We are requesting ratification of the signature of the lobbying certification form for the 2023 Plans of Safe Care grant. Also requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 CYS and GPO contract with Genesis House for group home services. We were notified in May that an RTF where we had one youth placed was closing in mid-June. CYS was able to find another placement option for the child with the placement effective as of June 16th. While the new placement provider was fully licensed, they did not yet have an approved 4E budget packet through the Office of Children, Youth, and Family. The provider immediately started the process of submitting that 4E packet and obtaining approval, but the review process took longer than anticipated. We are just now completing a contract with the provider to cover the June placement, as OCYF approved the provider's 4E packet on August 30th. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYS and JPO contract with Adelphi Village for foster care, enhanced and intensive supervision, secure sexual offenses, and diagnostic evaluation. These are the same services that we contracted for in fiscal year 22-23. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYS and juvenile probation contract with Cornell Abraxas for residential treatment, detention, drug and alcohol, and leadership development services. These are the same services that we contracted for in fiscal year 22-23, with the exception of intensive, open residential, leadership development, specialized treatment, and female drug and alcohol, which are new additions to our contract, as we would like to contract for all of their available programming in order to eliminate any potential amendments due to pending admissions or referrals in the future. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYS and JPO contract with the Bear Foundation of Pennsylvania for foster care services. These are the same services that we contracted for in fiscal year 22-23. We are also requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 mental health, intellectual disability, and early intervention contract with Auberly for independent living services. We had utilized systems of care funding to support 5 youth with mental health diagnosis to participate in the independent living program in the last fiscal year. This is historically funded through Children and Youth Services contract with independent living. We are requesting this through mental health because these 2 youth that remain do not qualify for the CYS funding. It has been determined that mental health funding can be utilized for the remaining 2 youth to continue participation through this fiscal year, and then we'll be referring them out to community services. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 mental health contract with Family Services and Children's Aid Society of Venango County for family-based mental health services. We recently authorized the consumer to receive family-based mental health services through this provider, and as such, we're adding family-based mental health services to our contract. The following contracts have the same services and rates as fiscal year 22-23 that we are submitting. CYSJP contract for diagnostic individual sessions, family sessions, group sessions, court and team meetings with Courage Within LLC. Mental health, intellectual disabilities, and early intervention contract for in-home and community supports and support medical environment for Erie Homes for Children and Adults Incorporated. And then mental health, intellectual disabilities, and early intervention contract for in-home and community supports, adaptive equipment, appliances support, medical environment, and administrative fees for Supports, Inc.
Any questions for Krista? Thank you.
Thanks, Krista.
Finance?
Good morning.
Morning, Stephanie.
For your approval, I have invoices totaling $125,063.80. The first is to Spets Energy Services. It's the 4th quarter payment for our energy procurement services. The invoice number is 94523 in the amount of $1,714, and that comes from Buildings and Grounds. The second is to Tyler Technologies. It's the October 2023 to September 2024 Tyler Technologies support. The invoice number is 045-434530 in the amount of $123,349.80, and this comes out of the finance and HR budgets. And then finally, for your ratification, I have an invoice totaling $729,718.99. It's from PA County's Health Insurance. It's our September 2023 health insurance bill. The invoice number is 141059-0, and that comes from insurance premiums.
Any questions for Stephanie? Commissioner's office?
Okay, I have several items, but items C and D are repeats because we were notified twice and didn't catch it till after. So if you'd like, I will read all 5 anyway. The first is Act 14 notification from Pencrest School District and Maplewood Elementary School for permit renewal for discharge of treated sewage in Steuben Township. An Act 146768 notification from Dyson Helmy for Wheeler Properties seeking a permit for a small flow treatment facility in Union Township. Act 146768 notification from Dyson Helmy for Allegheny College Cross Country Trail permit for a minor road crossing in the city of Meadville. Act 146768 and 127 notification from Civil and Environmental Consultants for Tennessee Gas Pipeline seeking a Chapter 105 general permit registration for exposed pipe remediation project in Bloomfield Township. And an Act 146768 notification from Dyson Helmy for a water quality management permit for proposed small flow treatment facility for an existing single-family residence in Casalago Township.
Any questions for Gina? Okay, the upcoming meetings will be the 13th will be a full session. September 20th will be a work session. Any public comment? Commissioner comments, Commissioner Soft,
Nothing today, thank you.
Commissioner Wiederspan?
I will pass as well.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Thank you.